Before we bring up our next speaker, let me just back up because I kind of got up here and kind of just moved the program and didn't introduce myself. So I'm Angelina Thomas. I am one of the board members for Agents of Hope. So, hey. Okay, so our next speaker is Cheranissa Roach. I refer to her as Char. She is the president of CDR Consulting. She conducts seminars for corporations and individuals. So I'm going to bring her up, and she's kind of going to get you guys focused and thinking about 2016. She's going to speak about running into your destiny, and the title of her speech is going to be On Your Mark, Get Set, Go. But before we get to Cheranissa, some of you, when you came in today, you received blue notebooks. Did anyone receive blue notebooks? Make sure you guys are using your blue notebooks to take notes. If you come back, make sure you bring them back with you. Those are for you to keep notes and kind of refer back when you're, when you're doing business or in your personal time. So I am going to go ahead and bring up Cheranissa.
Good afternoon. Oh, good evening. How's everybody? Oh, that's right. Good. Apologize. I was in the restroom. So I want to thank Angelina first for inviting me, for having me here, and I want to thank you all for coming. I hope that something I say will help you run into your destiny, and so that's really what I want to talk to you about tonight. I'm going to start with a story, however. A woman needed to buy her mother a birthday present. She didn't know what to buy her mother, and she only had a day to pick out something. So she went window shopping. Soon enough, she walked by a pet store. She thought to herself, what a lovely idea. My mom is lonely, and she could use a pet. The woman went into the store and saw many wonderful animals. She saw puppies and cats and goldfish and cute mice. But the woman didn't think these were special enough for her mom. So she asked the manager if he had a pet that was really special. So the manager thought for a moment, and he said, I do, but he's really expensive. It costs a lot of money. It's $5,000. The pair could speak 7 languages: Chinese, English, French, Korean, German, Russian, and even Hindi. The woman said, perfect. She bought the bird and sent it by special delivery to her mother so she'd get it there the next day. The next evening after work, the woman called her mother. She asked, how did you like your birthday present? Her mother replied, thank you, it's delicious. Y'all get it? It was a bird. She cooked it. Ooh, okay, then somebody give somebody something out here. So I want to talk to you today because if you're like me, you've lived longer than 2 days on this earth. We've often had our hearts broken. We've had our dreams crushed. We've had goals that we didn't meet. We've had things and desires that have long died. And you've tried, but something's happened and it hasn't manifested. But tonight I want to bring you all hope. I want to stir up what's inside of you so that you can finish 2015 strong and go even stronger into 2016. Is that all right? Yes? Thank you. I'm not shy. Y'all can talk to me. So too many times we're sleeping and not awake on the things we're supposed to be. Life has hurt us and we've given up on our dreams. We're alive, but we're not living. We're looking, but we're not seeing the opportunities that abound. We've hit the snooze button on our lives, and I just want to wake you up and let you know that a new life is possible for you. So let me ask you a question. What is one goal that you want to accomplish in your life? Just think about that for a minute. Just if you have a bucket list, it's one of the things that you want to accomplish in your life. So you all have that? Everybody got it? Yes? Maybe? You know what it is? Thinking about it? Maybe it's 5 goals. I don't know. I just want one. I want you to hold that thought for just a minute. So we know as 2016 rolls around, it's a new year, just like every year. We resolve to do something. I resolve to lose the 10 pounds. It stays with me for the year, and it adds a few more the year after, but I still resolve to do it. But this year is a little different. So I've laid out already my plans and my income goals for 2016. I'm expanding my writing. I have a new book that'll be done in December, which will be my 4th book, and then I have another one coming out in February. I'm up-leveling my coaching business to include a signature exclusive program for moms who want to pursue their dreams while raising their family without sacrificing either. We all know some mom that's sacrificing everything to make sure her children are everything they want to be, but sometimes she forgets about her, and she needs somebody to say it's okay for you to do you and show your children they can have your dreams because you're pursuing yours, right? This year, I had 2 speaking engagements a month. Next year, my goal is to have at least 3 a month. And so for me to believe that any of that was attainable for me was really difficult because, like some of you, I've had dreams that I wanted that didn't come true. I've set goals and I've failed time and time again. I pushed off excellence because mediocre was what I was used to. Even though I believed I had a spirit of excellence on me, mediocre was just what I was just comfortable with. I want you all to know that you are filled with unlimited potential to have the dreams and the desires. But maybe like me, you stop yourself. Maybe it's good credit. Maybe it's improving your credit score. Maybe it's improving your credit score to buy a house, get a lower mortgage, or get a lower insurance payment. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to tell you what worked for me. So how many of you all were in elementary school? Everybody? I didn't say when, y'all. I just said you were in elementary school, right? May have been a little bit of time. So remember when somebody came up to you and said, let's race. Do you remember that feeling that went through you? Even if you weren't Usain Bolt, you still were ready, right? Girls and boys alike, you were ready. So that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. When I say racing your destiny, it's on your mark, get set, go. Now you all are grown and you don't need anybody to give you permission for anything. But if you will allow me, if you need some support, I'm your life coach tonight. And I'm going to give you permission to get on your mark, get set, and go, and run into your destiny. So when I put this together, I really didn't know that those words were actually commands. I just thought there was something they said in elementary school. What did I know? But actually, on your mark, get set, go, are the commands I use to really be in front of you and write anything or do anything that I do. And so the first one, on your mark, means to get in your lane. So before you could run, remember somebody always had to organize. You in the wrong lane. You supposed to be here. Y'all ain't lined up by tallest and shortest or whatever. And so in life, you have to get in your lane. So what are you talking about, Coach Shot? I'm glad you asked me that question. Sometimes we're running a race, but we're not running it for the right reason. She sells cupcakes. She sells sweets. And she's in her lane. Maybe she was an accountant before. For me, I was a corrections officer, y'all. Believe it or not, for a men's maximum level prison. Yep, I'm tough, y'all. Don't take me outside. I'm tough. But that wasn't my lane. I mean, I was okay with the interactions, but it just wasn't where my strengths were. It wasn't where my gifts were. And some of us, and some people that you even know, you've got a cousin that can make the meanest sweet potato pie. I don't care about the patty pie, y'all. She makes the sweetest sweet potato pie, but she's a nurse because at the time that was the best thing for her, but that's not her lane. You know, somebody that maybe is a hairdresser, but she loves CSI, and she always wanted to be a detective, and so she's not in her lane. And so before you can do anything and accomplish anything, you got to know where you are and be in your sweet spot. And so for me, writing, speaking, and coaching are my sweet spot. Now, I didn't get here, I got here by accident, quite honestly. My degrees are in political science and in public administration. And I worked for the state government for 10 years. And that was okay, paid well, had good insurance, but it wasn't my lane. And so if you're not in your lane today, I want to just encourage you, actually I want to encourage you to look and see what lane you're in and see if that lane fits you. And if it doesn't, I'm going to offer you this as your coach because I'm your coach, right? All right, thank you. If you're in the wrong lane, admit it and fix it. No blame, no shame. As adults, we want to say, well, I shoulda doesn't make it happen. Just fix it and get in the right lane. So after you're in your lane and you know what you need to do, the next step is to get set. Now, this is the command that tells the runner, it's time to move. So now you know that I really want to be a police officer. So it's time to make a plan. It's time to identify what you need to do to make it happen. Alan Larkin says, planning is bringing the future in the present so that you can do something about it now. I absolutely love that quote because in my other life, I have 8 years of helping people start a small business. And I get people often that say, well, I don't need a plan. I can just go out here and start a business. I tell them, okay, I'm going to be sitting right here. So when it doesn't go exactly as planned, just call me. And I'll be more than happy to help you do whatever it is you want to do. See, that plan is the thing that charts you. And when you forget and when life happens, because we all know life happens, it takes you back to where you need to be so you can accomplish your goal. So make sure you have a plan, whether it, and as a part of the plan, get you a coach, get you some support, somebody that can stand with you and say, I believe in you. I believe you can do this plan. Even if you can't do it, let somebody else believe in you until you can. And so the last step is my favorite, actually. It's the action step. It's the go part. You found what you're supposed to do. You made the plan. Now it's time to execute. No time to fool around or be thinking about it. You done thought about it while you got in your lane. You done tied your shoes up. You done put your hair back in a ponytail. You got the sweatband on your head. It's just time to go. And I'm going to warn you, when you do go, negative emotions are going to come up. And negative thoughts are going to come up. And they're going to say, Cheranissa. And I'm going to say, yeah. You know you can't do what you're supposed to do. You know you can't do what you want to do. You can't have that dream. Ain't nobody else in your family had that dream. And I might be tempted to say, you're right. But when you're tempted to say that, I need you to think about one thing. And this is the one thing that keeps me going. Is there's some person, for me, there's some mom who's working 12 hours a day. She has 2 children. And every day she encourages them to do something. But she doesn't do it for herself. So if I never come along, she can never be who she's supposed to be. She can never have what she's supposed to have and change the life of her children, her family, her community, in this world. And I don't know about y'all, but that's too much for me to have on my head when I can really tell the negative voices to just be quiet and I can go ahead and try. And so it doesn't even matter if the action is perfect and if you fail, because you just become stronger and wiser when you try. So when that comes up, remember the little girl with the red hair told you just go anyway. Okay? So if you never go after what you want, you never get it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. And if you don't step forward, you're always in the same place. For me, that same place is nice, but it's not my destiny. And it's not where I'm supposed to be all my life. So even though doing the things that I do and pushing myself in the new arenas is scary, and I go unsure and insecure some days, the end result that I've tried and made it through another obstacle is really what counts for me. So I want you to get inspired and know that 2016 and even 2015 can be amazing for you. And I don't know what goals you all have, whether it's to open yourself up to love, whether it's to leave a job, whether it's to start a small business, whether it's to lose weight. Can't have that fried chicken over here. I just need to say, whoever fried that chicken, I'm going to need y'all to come to my house once a week. I'll get the chicken and whatever else you need. I just need you to fry it because that chicken was ridiculous. But sorry, y'all. But don't remember that you're leaving here champion. You came here champion. Life has told you different, but you don't have to listen to that. You get to decide what to do with your own life. Nobody gets to tell you that. I had a meeting earlier with I was in a volunteer meeting with some girls from high school. They were, 15, 14, 15, they were 9th and 10th graders. Sat at the table with them, and and one of the ladies asked them, what do you want to be? And the one girl, and I was trying not to be me, y'all. I just, every once in a while, I'm a little bit boisterous, and I'm a little bit bold, and I'm kind of in your face. I know y'all can't tell, but I got it under wraps tonight. But I am, because I'm so passionate about people being the best them, whatever that is for you. And so the young girl, she was sitting there, and the lady said, so what do you want to be when you grow up? Y'all know how people know, but they're afraid to say it. because they don't think they can have it. They don't think they can be it. They don't think they can do it. So they have a look like, yeah, but. And I wanted to just reach over and tell a baby girl, you can do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Nobody at the table has to verify or validate anything. If you say, I want to be this, be it. Do it. Let it happen. Get that in your mind and your spirit that I can do that. I can be that. Because we already have in our mind and spirit that we can't. So we got that. So why not change the story that's playing in your head and get something more? Get what you want. At least once or twice in your lifetime. So y'all remember the thing that I asked y'all to think about. What's the one thing you wanted to accomplish in your life? Right? You all remember that? Y'all got it down? I'm going to tell you that the steps that I just gave you can help you accomplish that goal. Can you see that you had the power all along to accomplish the goals? You didn't need my permission. You didn't need me to come up here. But sometimes it's good to get somebody to remind you that I'm enough and I have what I need to succeed. I hope that you can and will run the race that is before you in such a way that you win and it changes your life and all the lives connected to you. I know that my race has been unimaginable and the things and the people I have touched. I never imagined, let me see, about 8 years ago when I wrote the first book that I would get a call from a hairdresser in Massachusetts to say, I just want to tell you your book inspired somebody. Thank you. I got a call from somebody, hey, I want to coach with you. I heard you speak. I never imagined that. I could only see me limited through what I had been through. I could not see what I could be. So I'm hoping that you all will get from this young lady tonight that you can have it, you can do it, and you can be it. I want to close with this and tell you this quote. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Thank you all so much for your time. I wish you a successful 2015 and 2016.
That's my girl. That's my girl. That was good. Thank you so much, Shar. So it kind of makes you think, what do you do on your day-to-day? Are you in the right lane? Is that your destiny? Is that something that you want to do?